If you are concerned about your art being scraped by generative AI models, tools like Glaze and Nightshade might be of interest to you. Large datasets of scraped images feed models, and artists have found their work within these training datasets, despite it being copyrighted, private, or sensitive in subject matter. They often steal with both hands from artists without their consent, credit, or compensation. Many models can also now copy individual artist styles through a process called mimicry. Glaze is the defense against this practice, while Nightshade is the offense. First, I'm going to go over some quick notes before I start actually showing how to use it, just so there's some understanding about how Glaze works and what it's doing to your art and how it's protecting you. You're going to want to put it on your work before you post it to social media. It's not like a watermark. It can't be removed by taking a screenshot or a photo of the art, cropping it, filtering it for noise or artifacts, reformatting or resizing or resampling the image, compressing it, smoothing out the pixels, or adding noise to break the pattern. It operates on a dimension that AI models can see but a naked human eye cannot. When you put Glaze or Nightshade on your art, it may be marked as made with AI by AI art detectors. Changes made by Glaze are more visible in art with flat colors and smooth backgrounds. Web Glaze is available if you do not have a system that can run Glaze, but it is invitation only. Care has a built-in Web Glaze feature for people who are using the platform, but it's down right now. It'll go back up eventually, I'm sure. Anyways, let's get started with Glaze. All right, so the first thing you're gonna wanna do is open up Glaze. And if it's your first time launching it, it's gonna take a minute. It has to download some resources. I already launched this, so my resources have already loaded, but it will probably take about 10 minutes if you're downloading it on your own device. The first thing you're gonna wanna do is select your artwork. You can select batches, so I could select all of these, but I'm just gonna select this one just to test it out. The next thing you're gonna do is define your glaze settings. So intensity, it will change how much of a style cloak is applied. So the higher the style cloak intensity is, the more visual artifacts there will be. So render quality represents the time spent searching for the best style cloak within your intensity level. The more render quality means that your image is going to be more protected, but it also leads to more time spent waiting for your image to get processed by Glaze. But I'm going to first start with low and default, just to do this quickly. And then you're going to want to select output, otherwise this won't run. I'm just going to throw my output right back where I was just at. And then you run it. So this is the image after I have glazed it. You can't really see any difference despite it having it's a gradient background, but the only differences that you can really see are like these little warps here, but they're barely perceivable since I did it on low. And then here is one on high. Because this was on a canvas and it's pretty rendered, you can't see any really visual artifacts at all. Almost identical to the original. Here's the original. The changes with this one are a lot more apparent. Without even zooming in, you can see there's more visual artifacts. So I would run an image like this on low or default. So Nightshade is more offensive than Glaze, and you have to use them together. I mean, you don't have to, but it's important to use them together, because if you don't use a glazed work with Nightshade, then your style can still be copied. Nightshade is just changing your artwork to disrupt the association between a prompt and visual features for that prompt. So the model will produce incorrect results if you feed it your artwork that's been shaded. While this is crafting, I should talk about these. Intensity, same thing, style cloak. It's how intense the style cloak will be. Higher intensity leads to stronger effects, more visible changes, you know the whole deal. Render quality, It represents the compute time spent searching for the optimal poison given your intensity level. Very similar to Glaze, just a different, more offensive structure. Output's important, always select your output. Now, the one key thing that's different is this poison tag thing. So Nightshade works by teaching a generative AI model an incorrect view of what a particular subject looks like. Nightshade needs to know what is in your image. So make sure before you run it that the poison tag is correctly identifying what is in the image. When you choose the tag, the key to choosing the correct tag is picking one term that best describes the image.